from another nation, near and far, they come here and they prosper. Hey. Illegal migrants don't care. I wonder if they were invited.
It's the basketball show on radio.
Where anything goes,
When I didn't play this commercial, if I come and say, Steve, I'm on.
About something to get in. The blame start to change. Time for change. Time to free yourself from citizen oppression. Welcome to the Bahamas, where anything goes, and the citizens are sitting in the second row. While everybody else is treated like first class. Nah, you see why I'm mad. I thought they said this land was for Bahamians, but I just this is word about invasion. Come on and take the whole pie. Keep your eye on the leaders, though. Cause if it gets dark too early, most likely they just saw the sun out the sky. And if the beach look like rocks, it's because they sold all the sand. Greedy, lousy politicians, all they good for is selling up our islands, our beautiful Bahama land. I've been tired, time to change it. I'm giving it one more try. Just want a better Bahamas, just need a future for our sons and daughters. This time around, I'm voting for the CEO. Anything is better than what gotten over the last 25 years. What a mess, I think it's high time. Oh, hear me answer first. I see plenty in this country and all of that is mine. Tired of sitting in the back row while everybody else eating the peas and rice. That's why I vote in CEO. Changing coming, change is here, changing coming. Changing coming, change is here, changing coming. Changing coming, change is here, changing coming. Changing coming, change is here, changing coming.
Face your reality. This is real. It is time for a change.
If it moves, chances are Advantage Insurance can insure it. We offer a variety of coverage options for cars, SUVs, trucks, scooters, boats, and more. Our comprehensive auto insurance policy covers loss or damage due to collision, theft, fire, flood, or hurricane. Third-party coverage is also available. Call Advantage Insurance at 356-0285 or visit us on Collins Avenue today. Advantage Insurance, celebrating 20 years.
You want something nice for Christmas? Seafood Delights at the one and only Geneva Brass, Eden Street in Chippenham. At Geneva Brass Seafood, they have all the island delights to make Christmas time a fun time at the table this year. Lobster tails, $18 per pound. Stone crab claws, $22 per pound. Conch for cracking, salads, steams, or stews, $9 per pound. Move now and get your set up for that lovely Christmas dinner this time around. Grouper, they have the whole thing, $12 per pound. Steaks, $16 per pound. Belly, $7 per pound. Fillet, $22 per pound. Grouper heads going at $7 per pound. Call Geneva Brass right now and get your Christmas specials of grouper, lobster, and conch. Telephone 803-5183. That's 803-5183. And do let them know Steve McKinney sent you by. Merry Christmas from the management and staff of Geneva Brass for the best seafood this part of the islands.
Peace 107.5 FM, the air of success.
Stand to control that radio. It's the Steve McKinney Show. Bahamas life, ain't no time. Touching every soul. Trying to get the message out. Giving thanks to the one who brought us here. Brought us here. Brought us here. You're right on the heartbeat. I mean, and the pulse of the people in the nation. It gives people information what they don't really think about.
And I mean, it's the bomb.
I am just amazed. Keep up the good work. I'm one of those persons out here who believe in everything that you're doing.
You hear the passion in their voice.
He's very knowledgeable and just about everything he does.
He has a more calm, a more balanced, and a more tranquil attitude with the people that call him in the show. So I would say he's a better speaker or show host.
There's one show that I think the hearing people need to listen to. It's Hard Coffee.
Woke up this morning, coffee on my nightstand. Thanking the most high, it's a grand rising, praising him for another day, not taking anything for granted. Did something that really get me going. I think I know what's missing. I know what will do the trick. Jump! In my car, turn the dial to 107.5 FM. Oh, I like that. The voice for the people, Steve McKinney, no duplicate. Hard copy, bringing the truth. Sorry if you get your feelings hurt. I guess the truth ain't for you. Oh, it can be a hard pill to swallow. Tune into 107.5. Come on, the Patriot will open your eyes, revealing the secrets hidden from you and I. Fighting for fairness and equality from sunset to sunrise. It's a hard pill to swallow, but this truth benefits me and you. Don't need the digital summary, cause I'm listening to Hard Copy. Oh, 107.5 with Steve McKinney, the man, the legend, fighting for a better Bahama land. To erase the pettiness and fight for the sovereignty of this nation. I think we all need it. It's the powerful message, the reeling of so much important information. Man, believe me, we all benefited from the info. That's why Bahamians tune into the show. It's a hard pill to swallow, but this truth benefits me and you. Don't need a digital summary, cause I'm listening to Hard Copy. Come again, come again. It's a hard pill to swallow, but this truth benefits me and you. Don't need a digital summary, cause I'm listening to Hard Copy. Time to start the show. Was tuning in from 4:48. Don't wanna miss nothing. My dial down move from 107.9 FM. Get ready for Hard Copy with Steve McKinney. We're listening attentively. We hear ya. We hear ya. You got the positive vibe. Hey, let's start the show. It's a hard pill to swallow. It's a hard pill to swallow.
5:21 it is right now here in our beautiful country, Nassau, the Bahamas. And of course, we welcome you here live today on the Hard Copy. And this is a sobering day. I will tell you why it's a sobering day. Because this whole idea about the asylum bill is back. The asylum bill is back before the parliament, and it goes to the parliament tomorrow, the asylum bill. It's back before the Parliament tomorrow, Wednesday, December the 3rd, 2025, at 10 a.m. This is very serious, deathly serious, because this asylum bill came to the Parliament before. The Progressive Labour Party is serious about this asylum bill, introducing it here into the Bahamas for Haitian nationals. I want you to pick up to what we're saying today and understand what is actually happening in your Bahamas, what is left of your Bahamas. If you've never been serious in your life before, today you must get very serious. Many of you have been toying around with this whole idea of the Haitian nationals coming into this territory, pushing us out, taking up residence. You've seen them in many, many areas. For the most part, you heard and felt from them in the recent by-elections. And if that wasn't enough, when we discussed yesterday with Hassan Mutri, a lawyer, on this show, we learned of some things that these people are really up to in our Bahamas. You've got to embrace the flag. You've got to stand fast on the flag and ensure that we are going to be safe. How do you do that? You need to listen first, intently today, because what those fellas are cooking in the PLP ain't in the pot. I've come to declare that today. You've got to be that serious about the situation. The asylum bill is the prerogative of the PLP, and they were stopped in their tracks before on this asylum bill. But they've returned with vengeance in their heart and in their soul. This is no make-believe. This is serious stuff. And you need to get serious today. Will it happen now? I just want you to picture one thing. Let's just say, from a point of view, that Haiti has somewhere around 13 to 14 million people. Okay? I want you to soberly think about this today. If they only deploy on this asylum bill that we are seeking to introduce to our parliament today, just say only 6 million. Just too high? 6 million, 13 million. I told you before that people in this world believe that we've got 700 islands in the sun in the Bahamas and we need to populate them. And so Brave Davis and company are coming again this time with vengeance. Just imagine 6 million, 4 million, 2 million. Any number is too much if they get passage of this bill. Let me tell you why I am very, very concerned about the bill. Because this bill was snuck into the parliament in October for debate in December. December the 3rd. That's tomorrow. While we were all busy meandering and fooling around with this by-election, somebody moved the bill to the parliament for debate tomorrow. The month of December has always been a very, very hectic month for the Bahamian people and for our Bahamas, because every year for the last 21 years, I would recall that we always snuck things through in December, the last one being the Sovereign Wealth Fund in 2022. Before that, the whole idea of the sex bill. We have a record of doing this thing. And just like now, December is here again, and more things are expected to be pulled through the parliament. You've got to pay attention. It's that simple. You have just got to pay attention. This time of fooling around and joking and gesturing and playing a game is over. This is the country at stake. Your Bahamas for your children's children and everybody else. And that is why we're going to discuss today some elements of this particular bill. And I brought just the right man to talk to me about that bill, because we know it's been here before. Turned down. We didn't fool around with that. But now it's back. And I believe that when I add those elements to it, because of what has happened in the by-election and what has happened with the Haitian national voting and the voting bloc and so forth and so on, and all these kinds of things, it makes one wonder, what are we really up to in our Bahamas? You follow? That's why I'm saying today, follow us today. With me today is none other than Lincoln Bean. And he's going to talk to us about a lot of things pertaining to this particular bill. And I want you to listen to him. Because you see, everybody else in this particular town, in this jurisdiction here in the Bahamas, we are perhaps joking about a lot of things. From land to a bad economy to crime, the waywardness of this, the waywardness of that. We need to find somebody who we can believe in at this particular time. And here's a man for the job. See, everybody else these days are playing a game. We didn't know what the forecast is for the Bahamas. We didn't know that. Everybody is now focused on the elections, the general elections. But we got something urgent that we've got to deal with right now. That's why I'm telling you about what's happening. So they're going to go to the Parliament tomorrow, and all the players have already been handled on this particular matter. Lincoln Bain has also been handled on this particular matter, not directly, but because he has a man in the legislature, Harm Lewis. And so we are well aware of what the intentions are. Just keep in the back of your minds, we can't do this. We cannot do it. If you go from that premise, you'll get the drift. Okay? And so that's what we're going to talk about today on this particular show, because this is a very, very serious position for us to find ourselves in. They've come back to get to it one more time, and so I believe this time that they are very, very soberly serious about doing the things that they want to do, because we then know that they love the Haitian nationals. They don't really love us. We know that they love the Haitian nationals, and there's nothing wrong with loving people, you know. It is to keep things in the right perspective when you decide that you're going to go with this and not with the Bahamian people. Because we love everybody. But now here it is, we are facing the barrel of the gun, because what these guys are about to do, and don't let them tell you no nonsense. PLPs, don't let them tell you no nonsense. FNMs, don't let them tell you no nonsense. This is a serious situation that now confronts us. Okay? And so, that's why I hardly slept last night when I heard this news. Because I didn't know that what these fellas are cooking in that pot, as Oscar Johnson used to like to say one time ago, member of Parliament for Cat Island, he said, what in that pot? That ain't cooking. And we've got to adopt the same attitude in this Bahamas. That man here is Lincoln Bain. This is Lincoln Bain, the leader of the Coalition for Independence. And there are so many things that we want to talk about, and so we will begin. Because this thing ain't going, just coming. Lincoln Bain, good afternoon. How are you, sir?
Good afternoon, my brother. I'm good. How are you doing?
All is well.
I want to say good afternoon to the Bahamian people who are under the sound of my voice. Steve, this is nothing short of an act of genocide.
I know.
It is that serious.
Mm-hmm.
And many people are going to say that we're using fear mongering, but this is a serious thing that we are facing. And I want to have a serious, sober conversation with the Bahamian people and let them actually hear and read what is really going on. What is in this bill?
Mm-hmm.
A couple of years ago, we went to protest when they were bringing another asylum bill. They were marrying it with some other things and then putting the asylum clauses in there. And we knew it was a citizenship bill they were bringing, and they tried to make it sound like this was for equal rights and that kind of stuff.
I remember the bill.
Yeah, like it was for equal rights for women and this kind of stuff. And I told people at the time, they always use a Trojan horse. They'll bring something good and try to mix it with something they want so that they could justify the bill coming and putting it with other things. Just like they were doing with the referendum, last referendum they did. And they were bringing some citizenship rules, but putting this gay marriage clause in there to allow for that.
Exactly.
But Bahamians caught on to it and they voted against it. But they always bring this other thing and mix it with things, that are honorable and good. And so that's what they did again with this particular bill. So we fought against that last one with protests. And so this time they brought a smuggling of migrants bill.
Right.
It was tabled in October 15th. While everyone was busy campaigning, they went in there with a bunch of other bills, and together they tabled this with a consortium of other bills so that people weren't really paying attention. And so it was tabled and just went through, and no one noticed. The FNM, the official Her Majesty's loyal opposition, His Majesty, did not object. Why? Because they agree with this. And so now we have to stand up and educate the Bahamian people about what is to come. They don't have to listen, just like they didn't listen to Loftus Roca. And now you see where we are. Once this bill is passed and enacted, the Bahamas as we know it is over. It's done. We have to pray for the Bahamian people because it will be over. And I'm going to show you how serious this is by going through this bill. And so the first thing they did was, Steve, they brought this bill. They call it the Smuggling of Immigrants Bill, but this is really an asylum bill. And I say that because all of the new laws that they put in here actually already exist. So just like with the citizenship referendum, I told everyone they don't need a referendum for any of those things. They can just go and do it. People didn't listen. But I said all of those things they can just do. It's really the fourth question that they want. So just like that, every restriction penalty that they put in here, every law that they put in here, is already the law.
My Lord.
And I'm going to break that down for you, for people to understand. This is very, very important, Bahamas. Pray for your children if you let them get away with this. And so I put together a little document as I was studying the law, because we have to put stuff together to help our MP in the House prepare his speech, because we're going to speak to this tomorrow in the House of Assembly.
Very good.
This cannot be allowed to just go through just like that. All right. All of the bills the laws they propose in here, the punishments, are redundant. And so I'm going to give you some examples of that. Just be patient with me because this is important. This is critical. There's going to be a Bahamas before this law and a Bahamas after this law. That's how serious it is. All right? So just to summarize before I show you this law now makes it legal to enter the country illegally. I'm going to show you that in writing. There will be no more illegal immigration.
I see.
You can, if you come into this, if you're smuggled into this country, it will not be illegal for you to enter this country illegally or be in this country illegally or to be in possession of fraudulent documents, passports, etc.
My Lord.
Look like they're covering their tracks.
My Lord.
They just made illegal immigration legal. I'm going to show you that in writing in their bill. For those online, I'm going to show it in writing. Those on the radio, I'm going to read it to you. They're also going to be forced to take care of these people, provide them food, housing, medical care, education, social services, whatever they need. That's going to be in the law now. There's so much things that I'm going to show to you that is mind-blowing in this law. And I cry shame on any member of parliament who would vote for this law. Every member of parliament who votes for this law is a traitor to this nation, is a traitor. It is treason what they are proposing for us to do. As much as we can't take care of our own citizens right now, we will be forced to take care of the legal immigrants who land here. And in addition, we will be forced, once they go through the process and we realize that we give them asylum, now we'll be forced to expedite their naturalization, make them citizens. It's written.
Two-pronged.
I'm going to show you this in writing. And this government is bold enough to present this. And the opposition is bold enough to support this. They said nothing. They was talking about passports in the plane. Why didn't you talk about this? They was talking about the air conditioned situation. Why didn't you talk about this? All of these things that you talk about, why didn't you talk about this? Why did you
This was
participate in
obviously
hiding
secret.
this?
This was a
Yes.
secret until it's now here on the
They,
table.
they lumped this in with a bunch of bills and just read it, and then boom, in there. October 15th. All right? And it's in the Tribune. If you go to Tribune and search, you'll see October 15th, they tabled this bill. And what they did was they talked about the stuff you'd want to hear. Oh, we're gonna have stiff penalties on persons who smuggle persons into the country, and stiff penalties on this and stiff penalties on that. But they didn't talk about this asylum part, which is a big part of this.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go through this. For everyone listening, this is important for the existence of the Bahamian people.
Well, listen up, folks. Listen up, because this is important, and this is a serious situation that we've got to really confront and understand, so we can deal with this whole matter with all of our senses. Go ahead, sir.
So in this bill, they bring some clauses to make certain things illegal that were already illegal.
Mhm.
And they were covered by the Immigration Act already, or the Penal Code already. I'm going to give you some examples of this. So the first one is smuggling of migrants, all right, which is clause 4 or section 4 in this bill. 5, sorry, section 5 of this bill. All right? There's already existing law which says assisting illegal landing. All right? That's the Immigration Act, all right? 547 for those who check in. The bill criminalizes arranging or facilitating illegal entry or exit of persons for profit. This is already against the law. And so that's section 5 of this bill. And so they're doing nothing by adding this bill. There's already fines for up to 2 years in imprisonment or $5,000 per passenger.
Mhm.
All right. Now, what they did was add some stiffer penalties, but you could do that by amending the existing law. So that means that this is not necessary. All right.
Understood.
The next one is organizing, aiding, and abetting, and conspiring. That's clauses 6 and 9 in this new bill. But that is already general criminal law. Aiding and abetting is already all over the penal code. And so you didn't need
Yes,
a specific
understood.
act
So
to
under
deal
the
with
penal
that.
code.
All right.
Mhm.
Next, enabling illegal stay, meaning you're enabling a person to stay here illegally. That's bill clause number 7, right? Which is the same as harboring or employing illegals. That's already in the Immigration Act. All right. And so, what is the purpose for this? By overlapping and saying stuff that's already the law. It's so that they can go and make it seem like, yeah, we're going to deal with
Repetition of the law,
smugglers.
repetition of the law.
We're going to
just like
deal with the
it's made
smugglers.
for photo, just the
Yeah.
just the
So that they can justify this law. All right. And so there's already fines and penalties for this. Right. And if you wanted to add stricter penalties, like go from 2 years to 5 years, you could have just amended the Immigration Act. So that shows that this is not about that. Another one, harboring smuggled immigrants. That's clause 8 of this bill. That's already the law.
Wow.
Harboring illegal persons is section 47A of the present Immigration Act. So again, this is another one that you don't necessarily need. All right. And then they have ancillary penalties. All right, which is clause 10 of this new law. And they are already existing laws and that deals with forfeiture. So like the boat can be forfeited,
Mhm.
that you smuggle them in and that kind of stuff. That's already the law. We already have those laws to forfeit. So you did forfeit anything that was from the proceeds of crime or you participate in crime with. So that's already the law. So that's not any breakthrough. All right. And there's also a law that the captain or the courier, etc., they have to report certain things. That's already the law in the Immigration Act. All right. So proof of illegal entry, the burden of proof, all of these things already exist. Everything that they've brought forward already exists in the law. Corporate liability, which means companies can be charged, that's already the law. And so all of these things show that this bill, even though that's what they're focusing on, is not really about what they're saying because the law already covers this.
Covers that. It's already there.
All right?
Mhm.
And I'm going to release this document so people could read and browse through it so they could understand this perfectly. All right? And so there are a lot of benefits that is granted. So this new law is not about stopping smugglers. This law seems to only be about giving decriminalizing illegal immigration and giving benefits to illegal immigrants. That's all this is about. And asylum, this new asylum law that they're going to sneak in there. All right. And so that's what this is about. And so at this point, I think we should look at the advantages that they're now going to have. And this is important. I need you to listen and pay attention. All right. This is important, Bahamas. They're going to now get legal protection. All right. They're going to get immunity from prosecution. So now the law is changing so that that persons who pay a smuggler to smuggle them into the Bahamas. We're not talking about trafficking. Trafficking and smuggling is different. All right. We're not talking about some women who got kidnapped and they traffic them for their purposes, or for organs and that kind of stuff. No, this is smuggling. This means you paid someone to take you on the boat to the Bahamas. All right. Now they're gonna treat you, who paid that person to take you on the boat, who paid them $10,000, whatever it is. They're gonna treat you like a victim. So now it's going to be you won't be breaking any law by doing that, by participating, because now you are considered in the new law a victim of smuggling, even though you paid and you voluntarily sought out that person and jumped on that boat. This is the new law that Brave Davis is putting into place. All right. And so, according to Clause 11, it provides that the smuggled person shall not be liable to criminal prosecution under this act. The offenses related to being smuggled in practical terms, it means that migrants won't be prosecuted as criminals for having been smuggled into the Bahamas, nor for staying in the Bahamas, nor for possession of illegal, fraudulent documents, etc., etc. This is the new law that they're putting into place.
Are we hearing this, people? Are we hearing this?
You're going to listen or you're going to feel. It's simple as that. This is the new law that the government has just put in place. And I'm going to read to you exactly what the law says, and I'll show it to you, Steve. It says immunity from prosecution of smuggled migrants without prejudice to the applicability of any other law establishing criminal offense. A smuggled migrant shall not be liable to criminal prosecution under this act in respect of one, a illegal entry into the receiving country or transit country, b remaining illegally in the receiving country or transit country, meaning the Bahamas, c possessing a fraudulent travel or identity document. That's the new law. They will not be now considered criminals. Right now, it is a criminal offense to enter illegally through coming here and not going through a port of entry or not being permitted by an immigration officer to be here. That's the law. Philip Brave Davis and this administration has now changed that law. It is over.
See, what is so interesting, stop there for a second. I mean, we got to digest this now. If you're looking at this thing, and I want to look at this thing from the point of view that this biometric thing that we just had here in the Bahamas the other day, to have people go and say they want to have this biometric thing, and they have this whole big meetings with the people from the commission. This is akin to this same kind of situation because and I know that they have the requisite numbers in the parliament to pass any bill. They got the people. So if you are thinking that this ain't gonna happen, they can't do that, stop talking nonsense. They can do this.
It's being done.
Because they have the requisite numbers right now in the parliament. I think it's 36 to whatever it is. And here it is, they can pass these things just like the biometric thing has been passed. We had that bill. Michael Pintard debated against that bill and say he didn't think it was enough time. Yet that bill passed. Yet we had the biometric thing in that particular by elections. And what do we have? We have the biometrics now.
Just to correct you, they spoke about the bill, saying that they didn't have enough time to go through it, but they still voted for it.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I know.
The FNM voted for it.
You didn't give me a chance to fix that.
Yeah.
I said Michael and Bill still, in fact, voted for the bill.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying to you, if you're believing here as Bahamian people that you can just say, well, that can't happen, man. They joking, man. This is no time for talk. We've got to understand what it is that we are up against right now, because these guys have the sway to do some things that they want to get done in that House of Assembly beginning tomorrow. That's what I'm saying. I want you to get that. Okay? You need to get that. And of course, we have our protests that we should be able to launch automatically on this whole matter. I'm hoping that today is not too late for you to be fully educated as to what you can be dealing with on this particular matter. If you're looking at a law that we're dealing with now, this asylum bill, which is all clouded and all this other little things that doesn't really make much sense, because the laws are already on the books right now that we have. All we've got to enforce these laws. You got to wonder if this is the real intention of this law. What is the real intention? The real intention really is to go and make sure that these people are here in this Bahamas doing what they do. We have to pay for everything. We've got to pay for their education, to do all those things, and yet they are here without being expelled, without them, with them now being in this country, and we have to tolerate all of this because that is what it's all about. Now that can't be right. But what do we do? Lincoln Bain, what do we do?
And so I just want to continue educating you before we even get to that. It gets worse than you've already heard. There's a principle in here called non-refoulement. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Non-refoulement, right?
Mhm.
And that means the prohibition against returning a migrant to their country. All right? Against returning them. That's where there's any risk to them or anything. So that means if they don't want to go because they feel that there's anything against them,
Right.
or the conditions in
They
their
ain't gotta
country
go.
doesn't they don't want to be there because whatever conditions, they don't have to go back. All right? That's non-refoulement, right?
So we're stuck with them.
Now, when you look at this act and you see the purposes of this act, you're going to see where it is based on the principle of non-refoulement. So the whole purpose for this act is based on the principle of non-refoulement. And that is shocking to me, that they would even consider putting that in law.
That's there now.
That is now there. So because of the situation in Haiti, those persons can say, we don't want to go back home because of the situation in Haiti. And because of that, we have a right to be here. And you can't take us back, because then you will be in breach of this law.
They can turn this around on the government itself and say, well, you'll be in breach if you do try to take us back.
So in Section 3 of this law, it says the application of this act. This is the purpose and the application and how this is to be applied. The act shall be interpreted and applied in a way that is consistent with the principle of non-refoulement. All right? Again, I hope I'm saying that word right. All right? And so that's the purpose for this whole entire act. So they let you know that this act is not about the smuggling of persons.
That's what it is. Yeah.
This act is about, and it says it here, Section 3, the application of the act. I'm going to put this act on the front page of our website so everyone could get access and download it and read it. All right? And so, and it cannot be discriminatory against those persons who are migrants who have been smuggled into the country. This is what we are facing, Steve. And so this non-refoulement that they're talking about is based on now they have enacted in this act everything in the UN Convention for Refugees and Smuggled Persons. They don't outline it in here. They just say that that's everything in there is the law. All right? So they just point you to it, but they didn't read it so you don't see. So, Steve, what we have to do is go to that UN convention, That is the convention status of refugees. And in this act, they say it was 19. They misquoted in the act. They said it was 1954, but that act actually started in 1951, and then it was modified in 1967, I think it was, or somewhere around there. And so that's the act that they were referring to, even though the Attorney General's office, I guess, got that wrong. But let's go to this and see the kind of advantages that immigrants will now have. And they don't put it in the act that they knew maybe Bahamians might go and read this act. So we got to be careful. Let's make sure that they don't really see what's going on. So let's just point to say everything in there is a law, but don't put in our law what is in there, which they should do so you know what you're signing on to. And so right now I'm looking at the convention and protocols relating to the status of refugees, all right, on the UN's website, the UNHCR .org, just so you know what we're looking at. We're on radio, so I can't really show it, although I could show it to people online, but we're on radio, so I'll just speed through it. All right, so this is from the 1951 Convention related to the status of refugees, and also the 1967 Protocol, which is when they edited it. All right, this came about because of people who were because of World War II, they were displaced. All right, and so they were refugees, and they were trying to make sure these people get some advantages who were displaced in World War II. All right, in '67 they broadened it and said not just World War II. This thing was spread all over the world, so let's just spread this over. Now, remember, in 51, we were not a country, so we didn't sign this. In 67, we were not a country. We did not sign this. We were under the British. We didn't become a country until 1973. So we didn't sign this at that time. All right?
Understood.
And so this law would not have gone to us. Eventually, I guess we did. And but the law with the UN, you have to have laws in your country in order to enact anything that they do. You have to sign on to it, and then you have to put an applicable law in your country that enacts it. All right. Without that law, it's not enacted in your country, and so that's the process. Now we never put it in our law, but now Brave Davis them sees an advantage from this, and so now they are going to make legal that which was illegal, which is a bad thing in We voted against it. It was illegal, and they made it legal because it could benefit them. All right. And now we're seeing what's happening out of that. Now, this is the illegal immigrant situation. They changed the law to make illegal immigration legal. All right. Now, I'm going to go straight to page 22 of this document for those who want to take notes and follow what's going on. And it's going to show you some of the advantages that these people now have. And it's shocking. All right. Yeah. So the first thing is gainful employment. So any of these persons who come in, who were smuggled in, just because they were smuggled in, all of them are smuggled in. All right. Just because they were smuggled in, now they have a right to gainful employment. And so they have a right to work while in your country. Oh, and the law also says, by the way, that they have to be released. So once someone says asylum, you have to release them into the Bahamas, and now you have to let them do these things that I'm just about to list to you. So all you have to do is say asylum. Why? Haiti is in trouble. I can't go back there. My life address. Okay. So now we have to take you, take care of you, make sure you have good shelter, etc., etc. And we have to give you these rights. And one of those rights is the rights to employment and the right to have all rights that Bahamian have as it relates to employment. All right. So that's the first thing. All right. Next, Article 18 of this convention, self-employment. They have the right to do any business in this country. So whereas before there was any legal business, before there were restrictions where a foreigner couldn't do certain things, only Bahamian could do that. Now you have to let them do it. All right, that's in the convention, and that includes agriculture,
So there goes
other
your
industries, handicraft,
Yes.
commerce, anything.
Yeah,
and it
that
lists
goes,
it
yeah.
right here. The next one is liberal professions. So that means if someone is a pharmacist in Haiti, for example, all right, and it's not just about Haiti, it's Philippines, China, wherever, all right, but we're just being overrun by people from Haiti right now. So that's why I was saying that. So let's say someone was a pharmacist in Haiti, you have to let them be a pharmacist in the Bahamas. It says it right here. All right, you have to let them be
What is this?
a
What is this?
pharmacist in
What
the
is
Bahamas.
this?
Let me just read exactly what it says so people can come to their own conclusion. On this one, it says each contracting state, meaning the Bahamas, you're letting the person in, right? Shall accord to refugees lawfully staying in their territory who hold diplomas recognized by the competent authorities of that state and who are desirous of practicing a liberal profession treatment as favorable as possible and as favorable as possible. Treatment as favorable as possible. So that means better than Bahamians. And sorry, in any event, not less favorable than say this the worst case scenario than accorded to aliens generally in the same circumstances. So that means if you would bring in other aliens legally to be of that profession, you gotta give them whatever that you would give to those persons who migrated here legally for that purpose.
This is a part of the New World Agenda. What do you think? What is this? Because we are.
This is the Davis administration's agenda. This has been around from 1951. The Bahamas didn't allow it.
I'm
So this
understanding
ain't just this boogeyman New World Order kind of agenda thing that people talk about. This is not that, because we could have done that long time.
I understand.
The New World Agenda is WTO. We still don't have WTO. We're the only country in the Western Hemisphere that's not a part of WTO. Haiti is a part of that. So no boogeyman is forcing you to do anything, We just don't have strong leadership. We have corrupt leadership that they can buy out. But on this, none of our governments prior have done this. This administration is doing it because now you can bring these immigrants in and you can get a new voting bloc, new people, because Bahamians don't want to vote no more, bring in a new set of people. And once they say, I was smuggled, they have a right. Once they say asylum, they have rights.
So how do we safeguard against this kind of thing, or is there any way that we in the Bahamian people, we as Bahamians, can safeguard against this thing after as it now goes toward legislation to happen?
The only way to safeguard against this is to remove the PLP and the FNM. This is both of their agenda.
I understand that, Lincoln Bean. I understand what I'm
We
saying.
have to stand up and fight.
You're looking at this thing happening in real time, effective tomorrow.
Yes.
And
not effective. They're going to start debating it tomorrow.
I'm saying,
yeah,
effective tomorrow in that they start the debate. But you trying to tell me then that we can still be able to do what we have to do as a means of our real reality.
We have two options. We can stand up and protest and give them hell and shut down Bay Street, which Bahamians have shown that they don't necessarily have the courage to do in many instances. Or we can just vote them out in a few months, and then the new government that comes in, if it's a COI government, will remove this bill effective immediately. If the FNM or PLP gets in, this will continue, and we will be forced by law to where we will be forced by restrictions.
What do you say, people?
International restrictions, international sanctions. If a smuggled immigrant come here and say they didn't take care of me, they didn't take care of my bills, they will have a right to sue the government. And they have a provision in here where you have a right to sue your smuggler, the government, or whoever. They now put in this new act that if the government damages your boat while they are dealing with you, they got to pay you.
So there's still some time. What I'm saying, there's still some time that we have in this particular scenario
to shut them down,
to do what is the right thing.
But we have to educate the public, and we have to sound the alarm, and that's what I came here to do.
Well, that's what I'm talking.
I did not get a chance to read this, and I called you immediately.
I understand,
because they have to sound the alarm. I want to read the other things that's here. They'll have a right to welfare. All right. These immigrants coming here will have a right to welfare if they were smuggled, and all are smuggled. Where any welfare that anyone would be entitled to, citizen entitled to, they will have a right to that. All right. Next, Article 21, housing. They will have a right to housing. Bahamians living on the street,
Oh,
Bahamians
goodness.
living on beaches,
Mm.
they will have a right to housing. And we will suffer international sanctions if we give a Bahamian housing and they out in the street. That's the effect of this. All right. Next, Article 22, they will have a right to public education. They put public education, so not private school, but any public school, they have a right to public education. All right. And it says, shall accord to refugees treatment as favorable as possible. That's the words they use. As favorable as possible. So guess what? They need to get in school. Your child, Bahamian child, need to get in school. No, the smuggled person, child, have to get in first. As favorable as possible. I'm going through this fast. All right. Article 23, public relief. They'll have the right to any.
This done raise hell up in me.
Yeah.
And many people, I'm sure. But the good thing is this, Lincoln Bay, before you continue, the good thing is this. If the people don't want to move on this, that's their business. And they will not have anything left for their children in this particular country. I'm saying, what Lincoln is now saying to us right now is that there's still some time on this particular measure because we don't have to accept any of these political parties from doing the damage that will be brought upon us. We don't have to accept that. We can decide effectively that we're not going to accept it.
Yes.
Now, we can also go down Bay Street, which you all don't like to do. We then know you don't like to go on Bay Street and protest with massive protesting in the streets of this Bahamas. But I don't like that one. I like the other one. I like the one where you can't give these fellas a chance to go see you.
Mm-hmm.
They can't get the chance to go see us because we still have some time. And so we have to utilize that time by making sure that you get the proper education on all shows, on every talk radio show in this country. And you must make those talk show hosts till you give you that information because we need to be educated about this bill. Then you must read this bill by yourself. Go into your study room, go into with the other friends and family and read these bills and understand what it is that we've got to deal with because we're up against the
And the bill is
thing.
also present on the Bahamas government's website,
Yes.
laws.bahamas.gov.bs, and just search for the bills, and you will see this is one of the bills that they're
So
proposing.
this is a public education that we're
Smuggling
offering today.
of immigrants bill.
Public education that we're offering, and this is a repeated thing. This is going to be repeated over and over because
we cannot let this
we
go. There's
now
nothing
need
else to talk about,
understand
Steve.
That we have to protect ourselves. This is crunch time, friends.
Yeah. Let's continue to let them hear what's happening in this.
Okay.
They also have a right to public relief, Steve. It says the contracting states, which would be the Bahamas, shall accord to refugees lawfully staying in their territory the same treatment with respect to public relief and assistance as accorded to their nationals. It says it.
As to what?
The same.
Read that for me one more time, my friend.
The same treatment with respect to public relief relief and assistance as is accorded to their nationals. Whatever Bahamians entitled to, they entitled to.
That's a serious thing.
Labor legislation and Social Security.
We're replacing the nation. We're replacing our people with their people, and that's what's happening.
The labor legislation, whatever labor legislation it is, they have all the advantages, including maternity leave,
even the political parties,
and payments,
even the political parties.
Yes, Social Security, all of the advantages that you have from NIB, they will have to be given those advantages from NIB, including maternity, sickness, disability, old age, death, death, it lists this here: death, unemployment, and family responsibility benefits. All of these things they will be entitled to. In our country, you just reach, but you entitled to the benefits.
Hard copy. How you doing?
How you doing, Steve?
Very good.
Mr. President,
The news is not so
Good
bad.
afternoon.
We got a big chance here. We're gonna educate
how are
you.
you, Mr. President?
I'm
How
alive.
are you, Mr. President?
I'm alive.
You know, I'm feeling too the day after you guys, on the radio and you educating us. I spoke with two people that's a while ago. Big PLP, who I started to tell them, listen to Steve McKinney, and I started to tell them about the bill. And he said, wait, no, you're talking nonsense. I said, all right, no problem, my friend. Let's do the research. He said, no. He called my name. He said, no. Let me call you back. You're talking nonsense. I spoke to another person a while ago, and she said, no. And she just hang up. She went to do research.
The PLPs are not for this either. It cannot be.
Steve, I'm so happy this is happening. You know why? I'm happy. Mr. Bain fought so long and so hard, and now it's going to show that it's not in vain. Because you know what I've understand, Steve? You ever in a boxing, you ever see a boxer when his back against the wall? You have to come and punch him. Bahamian's back needs to be against the wall.
For them to do something.
In order for them to do something.
Understood.
I was just talking to one of my good friends who I was telling about this bill too. He said he don't believe it. In Jamaica, because he's a Jamaican, he said Jamaica, something like this could have never happened. I was just talking. I am not indulgent in violence. But sometimes people push you through the edge. That sometimes these things, you have to do it. You have to fight for your country. You have to fight for your country. See, if I leave on this. Lincoln, this is totally erasing Bahamians, but the Patriots have a lot to do with this too. I might tell you this. The Patriots of what they were doing in court with this government put the icing on the cake on why they are doing this, because they could be put before the court for what they are doing. So what they are doing now also is covering their footsteps illegally and making it legal. Have a good day, gentlemen.
Thank you, Faith.
Good day, my brother.
It's a serious thing. Lincoln Bean, I have to tell you this. I have to hang on to this whole thing that it ain't over yet. It ain't too late. We now need to understand how serious this problem really is for us to jump on this thing and make this thing happen in our favor. That's what I'm talking about. So, hard copy, how are you?
Hi, Mr. McKinney. I want to make a contribution today.
Yes, I'm
Very
listening.
hot.
Go ahead, I'm listening.
Good afternoon, Mr. McKinney. Good afternoon, Mr. Bain. Good afternoon, Bahamas.
Good afternoon.
Listen, we are already taking over. We are already in our schools overwhelmed. We are already in our hospitals overwhelmed. And to give Filipinos, I only looking at the Haitians, Jamaicans, Americans, Africans, Chinese, rights to asylum. It's just too much. It's beyond measure. Lincoln, the only two.
Turn on your device.
You got something
TV
on
or
it.
something.
Oh, let me cut that off.
Yes, please. That's costing me. Yeah. So, yeah. What are you saying now, darling?
Yeah, it's too much. Only those two recourse we have, marching downtown and election. They made no election when they don't pass this bill, because the people will be free to vote. And on top of that, an F&M government, actually the PLP government will be the worst government ever, because they are so treasonous. Why would you even come up with something like this?
They're trying to cover their tracks. Some people already called and said they're trying to cover their tracks.
All these people in Parliament any Bahamians there? Are there any Bahamians there to say, no, we can't do this? You're just sitting down and let anybody, like you'll say, to get something on everybody. My point is, I say no to the asylum bill. Me. And I ready, whatever you all say this evening, to do. And I done informed, I've been preaching this all day. Everywhere I've been, and I done talked to all my children. This is a no-no in this country. How can you come from another country and have rights like me? Never.
Appreciate it.
Never in this Bahama land, no.
Appreciate
I
the
say
call.
no.
Appreciate the call. Thank you very kindly.
Have a good afternoon.
All the best now. Yes. Good afternoon, caller. How are you?
Yes, I'm in a very, very somber state. I want to say this to everyone very quickly. I remember about 8 years ago, a man from the international community was here, and he said that the Bahamas can solve and has the solution to Haiti's problem. What I'm saying, people dodge for a while, but eventually, whatever is spoken will be announced. And the Bahamian people, we need to wake up and we need to realize what is going on.
Absolutely.
Because I think a lot of people
Charlotte, I'm
don't
going to get you
realize
now.
what is happening. They need to Haitianize the Bahamas so they can come in and take it over. We are already at a disadvantage. And when you look at it, it has finally come, the truth has come out now that they want to turn this place into Haiti off the coast of Florida. So we have to do what we have to do.
Appreciate it. Thanks for your call. I know that people have been trying to reach me. I think I see a call there from Charlotte. She's trying to reach me here on the phone. And
Steve, I can't sit down and let this happen.
Yeah. No,
I can't.
we how can any of us
I
allow
can't.
this nonsense to happen? Please.
Not in my country.
No, sir. Listen, I tell you, today we're talking something very sobering, very, very serious, and I want everyone to pay attention. There is a bill that is now before the Parliament. It's going to be made ready to be read earlier tomorrow, and I want people to understand what it means. Please do get a copy of it, understand what is happening, and please.
Steve, if this bill is made into law,
Mm-hmm.
there will have to be a coup d'etat in this country.
No question about it.
We will have to, because we will lose the majority in this country. Our country is going to be gone.
Charlotte, how are you?
Good evening, Mr. McKinney. Good evening,
Peace.
Mr. Bean, and good evening, Bahamas.
How are you?
I am doing well. I'm really disappointed on concerning this bill. And it seems like they snuck this in because, again, this is the purpose for having town hall meetings. They did not consult the public. They did not bring this to the attention of their constituents.
Very true.
And this
Good
is
point.
why. Yeah, and this is why when we talk, when we speak to our people, we are big on educating our people because we believe that an informed people is a powerful people.
No question about it.
Steve,
Yes.
our people are being distracted by the most mediocre things being done by this government.
Very true. Very
They're
true.
They're distracted by an MP tiling an MP doing road works. They're distracted by which candidate can feed their constituents.
My
They're
Lord.
distracted
Crazy
about
stuff.
who can do what for their constituent. But Steve, do you know where the real power lies? The real power lies in the House of Parliament through these same bills and policies that they are
Exactly.
sneaking underneath
Exactly.
our noses. This is
Exactly.
real governance.
Exactly.
This is real governance. Policies and bills that is either going to crush a nation or that is going to move a nation forward. And this particular bill, like Mr. Bean said, is a bill to end the Bahamian people as we know it. And I always say, before we were here, yes, the Arawaks were here, the Lucayans were here, but where are they now?
They're gone.
We are basically doing the same thing in modern times.
Genocide.
That happened to them is now happening to us.
Absolutely.
We have to stop being distracted by the movie stars, by the wealthy want to be politicians coming in with all of their money, by the MPs who feel like they can grill the most chicken, or by the MPs who feel like they're doing these little mediocre things in their communities, building an airport strip or reconstructing a clinic. We need to kills and these policies that they are implementing in this country. This is what we call real governance. To wake up.
Yeah.
The Bahamian people need to wake up, and today, starting today, tonight, they need to make up in their mind what they are going to do concerning this bill, because it's at all of our front doors. Whether you're PLP, FNM, or
Absolutely.
COI, whether you believe in the devil or you believe in the Lord, this bill is going to affect each and every one of us,
No question
and our
about it.
children will not have a future in this country.
Appreciate your call. Thank you so much. You know, it is so that that's what it is. We have to pay attention to this bill on a very, very serious note. We've got to study this bill. We've got to read more about this bill. We've got to know every single syllabus and everything that's happening in this bill. And we've got to protest this bill in every single way that we can think of. We want every lawyer in this country to understand what time it is, because this is your at your beck and call. You too will be affected big time by this. And we talked about this, myself and Blackmail talked about this in many, many ways on this particular show. There's going to come a time when we are going to have to look at what the thing really is and call it for what it really is and put a stop to it. That's what's going to have to happen, whether you like it or not. Hard copy, how are you? Good afternoon, hard copy. I'm fine, thanks.
Yeah, I call the show. Good afternoon. I wanted to say, chime in for a second. First of all, I'd just like to let Mr. Bain know he and I met briefly a couple of times at a couple of rallies. I'm the gentleman that brought the water when he was locked up over there for them when he was locked up at the station. But I would like to say something about us overlooking the power of the United Nations that it has over our government and some of these policies that we're seeing.
Mhm.
And to be quite frank, I support the COI and what he's doing. I know Maria very well. But to put out there that the UN is a boogeyman or the New World Order is some boogeyman, that's real. You understand? I'm the guy that left you the book there, Mr. McKinney, some weeks ago.
Yes, I remember. I got it. I have it.
And so what I would say though is for people to do proper research and understand where these things are coming up. For example, Donald Trump on the floor of the UN blamed the United Nations for this mass migration that we're seeing, funded by the UN and another organization called the World Economic Forum.
Right.
So we can't just look at the PLP didn't come up with this of their own. This is being funded by agencies much larger than themselves.
Yeah.
I totally support what Mr. Bain is doing. I am a Bahamian first, and I am with him 100%. But to put out there that, the New World Order's boogeyman, brother, that we seeing happening in real time now. They're not even hiding it no more. And for the people that don't know what's going on, either they don't want to know, or like the lady just shared in the screen, they're just too busy being
distracted,
winding down and being deliberately distracted.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And so.
Let me help you, my brother. Those UN persons have power over persons who sell out to them. Countries that have strong leadership, they have no influence over them. A treaty is a voluntary thing. You're not bound by a treaty. You can stop a treaty at any time. All right? For example, let me just say this. For example, Qatar signed on to the WTO, but they have laws in their country where a Qatari must own 51% of any business and other things that is against the WTO. So the WTO went and visited Qatar and said, listen, you all have to change your laws. And so Mohammed said, no, we're not changing our laws. Our country is to benefit our people first. And so they said, well, we're going to have to put sanctions on you. And so the leader of Qatar said, well, don't waste your time. He said, what we'll do is we'll shut down our gas mines, et cetera, et cetera. We've already made all the money we need to make. Our children are rich for generations. We'll shut it down. Don't worry about it. You don't have to worry about the sanctions. That's a lot of paperwork. Do you know what the response from WTO was? Okay, you're being too rash. Don't worry about it. We're going to see you in about 5 years. We'll come back and we'll talk again. All right? The Dominican Republic removed all illegal immigrants. If your grandparents came in illegally, they removed you and those illegal immigrants. No UN went to Dominican Republic and said anything to them or did anything to them. I'm telling you that our politicians use this stuff because they get bribed. And they take the bribe because they want to just right. And so they do what they're told because of the advantages.
But my brother, I think that you do have a good point here on one particular aspect, and that is this. You see, I keep saying this to you all every single day. The United Nations and those other world entities, they believe that the Bahamas is a place and a good conduit for those people of Haitian distract to be in the Bahamas because they are on this false premise that we have 700 islands and keys in the sun. Now that sounds silly and simple to you, hey? But think of it: 700 islands and keys in the sun, just waiting for some people to inhabit those places and do what they want to do. And they believe that primarily the Haitian nationals are key in doing that because we need to have the kind of development in this Bahamas. You may not see that, but watch it.
I got you. I'll just leave on this note. In geopolitics, when you negotiate, you have to negotiate from a place of strength.
Exactly.
No question about it.
The Bahamas done making the wants to build. I guess once we get there, then we'll be able to negotiate from strength.
Yeah,
that is correct.
Appreciate it.
Senator Marco Rubio and Donald Trump, both of them blamed you in. The Bahamas is not there yet. Once we get to this new Bahamas that perhaps one day the COI can build, now we can geopolitically negotiate from strength. We're not Qatar, bro. We, all our children in the United States of America, we love Walmart. We're not Qatar. You know what I mean? So when we come to the table, we don't bring nothing to the table. When you go to countries like us, so geopolitically, Qatar is a whole different country, and they negotiate from a different prism than the Bahamas.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate it.
My last point would simply be to say, brother, I support what you're doing. Like I say,
thank you, man.
We met a couple of times, but the new world order is real, brother. It's real as that mic in the front of your face.
I think we get that.
I do not fear uncircumcised Philistines. We are going to negotiate from a position of strength, and we have strength that Qatar never will have. We are in the mouth of America. I won't say any more. And we have an ally to our north who feels the same way that we feel about these immigration policies. All right? And so we have more strength than you can even imagine.
All right.
I've spoken with them.
Hard copy, how are you?
I'm good. What's going on, Steve?
No, not you. Not yet, buddy. Yeah, hard copy. Go ahead, sir.
Steve?
Yes, I'm listening.
I peep your Trump card, Steve. I peep your Trump card. Listen to me, Bahamas. When you hear Mrs. McKinney talk, when he speak in parables, and I can tell you why peep your Trump card, Steve.
Mm-hmm.
When he speak in parables, you'll listen to him carefully. If you all come to call and ask him to repeat it slow again, you'll listen to him. Steve was saying from day one about the UN. Let me tell you how I know Steve knows what's going on. 2 weeks ago, Maya Manley came on air in Barbados.
Mia Motley.
Whatever she named.
Mia Motley.
She said that her country her citizenship is not for sale.
That's right.
You hear what Lincoln said just now? Strong leaders would stand up against it. I was wondering why she made this statement, but she was talking about the UN. See, we don't know what these leaders be discussing, and we have to listen to other leaders because our leaders are bought out. So we have to listen to other Caribbean leaders around the world and hear what's going on in their country, the ones who are boss, and then compare our leader. See if it's know exactly what's going on, but he ain't gonna come out and say it. He say, pay attention. When he say pay attention, you all pay attention. Have a good day.
Appreciate the call.
I just want to add this about Mia Motley. When she goes to the UN and travels around the world, she come back with grants.
Absolutely.
That's free money that you don't have to pay back.
Absolutely.
When our leaders travel around the world, they get loans.
Right.
And the people they're getting the loans from benefit from those loans. So they sold out. I don't know if they got money under the table to get loans instead of grants, but there are millions of grants around the world offered to third world countries for different scenarios, for infrastructure, for the flooding problem around this country, for different things that we need to fix our hurricane walls or sea walls, etc. that we need. There's grants out there for everything that we need, for ambulances,
No
for
question
medical treatment. There are grants there, but they prefer to get loans, which is a business transaction that I believe, I don't know, that they probably get money on the table, because it makes no sense to me that these grants are available, yet they are getting loans.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, we have so many different calls coming in one time. That's what's actually happening. And our show may have gotten sidetracked. I just want to bring that show back into the fold as to what we've been talking about. And I want that to happen here before this final half hour passes us by. Let me take this call quickly. How are you? Go ahead, ma'am.
Hey, what's going on, Steve?
Hey, sorry. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, man. Atlanta in the building.
Yes.
Hey, Lincoln.
Yes.
Listen, man. Hey, look here. I sit right here short because here's what I don't understand. The leader of the opposition supposed to be bringing what you bring to the nation, right?
Yeah.
It just, to me, it's just, I can use your word, mind-blowing, where you find out the information. So if you put it on a scale, who cares from who don't care for this place? You're trying to tell me now, we have such disrespect for a constitution that we writing in laws that goes against our constitution?
Yes.
Because to me, what you're trying to tell me now is if somebody break into my house, they have rights, and then I can't put them out.
Graham,
Yes.
I'm going to get you the minute, Graham. I'm going to get you the minute, Graham.
Yes, you're correct.
So that's what you're basically trying to tell me, right? And then next year, they can come and campaign around me, where I have. Why we don't get to choose the people who come into this land? Because we get, and let's make it clear, because everybody is people of all this other nation. It's the Haitians for doing it. What is our problem? Nobody wants it. It's the Haitians. What is our problem? And now we writing bills and things into our law to protect these people who are breaking me and my daughter.
Yeah.
Are we crazy? And like I'm trying to say, they keep saying things to what, I sit down, I listen to them, I say, let me just clear the air, let me sit down and compare the two. That's why I say, Steve is the chosen one. Because you hear saying things, how you find out about that? And the man who's sitting down in the chair don't know that. Because it's scaring the SH, you know what I mean right now, what you trying to tell me now, somebody come in here, pay somebody, come here, they drop here now, they cool with that. They can live how they want to live. And then you got that guy talking about he's showing love to us, man. Behemoths. Steve, let me just say this and then I go on. But I talking directly to the behemoth people. You understand? People feel what they don't understand. Pay attention to what you're hearing. And look at this man called Lincoln being, but let me say it, but as a street nigga, and I can talk it to you. To all my behemoths. Who believe, but people so quick to accept lies. If this man bringing the truth to you, give this man a chance. There's nobody would walk into our house with I talking about they call a clean a case. Nobody. But at least he's showing you something. I talking to the behemoth people. At least this man coming here, he get my respect big time from last year. But I don't know what he said. At least this man coming to you and trying to warn you of what's going on.
Enough said.
If you don't show no love even for that, you have to show respect to that man. And Steve, without your mic, his voice wouldn't be in here, but let me show you guys, give you your flowers while you stay here. Respect every time on every level. I hear you all on that one.
Appreciate it. Okay, I want you to now know that I got Graham trying to reach me here on the telephone lines. I know he's trying to get through here. He's called it 1,000 times, and so Graham, just call me back quickly. And who's this? This is yes, Donna. How are you?
Listen, this is my final contribution. Justice Roker told the UN say he will not give the Bahamas to nobody other than the Bahamians. And he say if he can give it to Bahamians and the Bahamians own it outright, he don't have to give it. Justice Roker, Honorable A. Justice Roker said it back then. So he had balls.
I appreciate it.
You should have said it back then.
Appreciate it. All right, Graham, how are you? Graham, how are you?
Hey, how you doing, Steve?
All is well.
I got to say one to you. History will be kind to you because no other media has chosen to cover this, whether it's with or without the COI leader. This is something that every station, every media should be covering. And it's as if they're willingly or unwillingly covering it up. We just got sent, the king just asked to come see him.
Mm.
I really wish I could be a fly on the wall to know what was discussed. Was any of this in it? Is the question. What we said, and I want to say good evening to the leader. Mr. Bain, you said they can come and take any job. So somebody could come here from Mexico, Canada, Philippines,
Sure they
or the
can.
Caribbean and take a lawyer's job?
Yes.
Uh-oh. Once you do that now, we got a little problem. Because you see, they were immune before, but now they need to
Everything is wide open, man. Everything is
Beautiful. I
now
love
wide
it.
open.
Yeah, now the lawyer's going to feel what we've been feeling. You see the problem?
Yeah.
And can they take the politician's job?
That's what I asked him too. If they can take,
Because if I
because
can-
you see, I figured a lot of people. Go ahead. Go make your point.
Steve, Steve, you're a Bahamian.
Mhm.
You have the right to become the prime minister of the country. So if I come here from the Philippines or Mexico, Canada, or the Caribbean,
Yeah, they can do that too.
I could. Well, I have every right and privilege you have, according to what I'm listening to.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh. So we could have some other foreign person leading us in short order.
Well, that wouldn't be anything unfamiliar with us. We've always had foreigners leading us.
But I know some things and I can talk about it. But Prince Hepburn Hospital Lane asked me which Bahamian leader I ever had. Rest the dead. But anyway, we need a constitutional referendum, Mr. Bain, and we need it on one thing. Enshrining that this could never happen again.
Yeah.
Don't put 9 things and commingle it like that last prime minister did. One issue. Moving forward, there will never, unless a constitutional referendum, allow for any of these laws to ever be brought up. And the second constitutional referendum needs to be putting freedom of information in the Constitution. So no matter who wins, we'll know the skullduggery. But it's game over. This we have to have the People's March or some kind of march and educate the people on this issue. Because if this passes, it's like
yeah, we hope that the people have the same energy that they have today and displayed on this show. We hope that that only can increase. 10 times over, because we need to see how best we can assist ourselves.
I'll leave you with this. You explain this to 99.9% of the Bahamian people, and the yellow and red shirts will come off because they will understand it's over if this passes.
Yes, it
Have a
is.
good day.
Yeah.
All the best.
Have a good day.
So I'll say this, Steve. I'm going to the House of Assembly tomorrow.
Yes.
I'm going to speak to the press. I'm going to have a press conference. I'm calling all Bahamians to come with me. Come stand with me.
Yes.
We're going to the House of Assembly tomorrow
to
speak to the press and to speak to our leaders. This bill cannot be allowed.
And make sure the press understands that they must get on top of this thing instantly.
Ladies and gentlemen, under the sound of my voice, across
every day.
Across my platforms, as I can see, we are live on YouTube and Facebook. We have about 1,600 people live on here right now across all of the different channels. We want to see all of you out there. Enough of the talk. If this bill passes and it starts tomorrow, it could end tomorrow if they want to. It starts tomorrow.
Take it off the table.
If this bill passes, forget about your nice Bahamas. You asked a question about whether they will be able to take the politician's job. Well, let me read Article 34, then you get to the phone line.
Yeah.
Article 34 of this convention, naturalization. When you let these people in and allow them to be here, you then have to expedite their naturalization. The contracting stage shall, as far as possible, facilitate the assimilation and naturalization of refugees.
Well, listen there. That means that this thing has come back to bite them in the hip. That's what's happening now.
They shall, in particular, make every effort to expedite naturalization proceedings and to reduce as far as possible the charges and costs of such proceedings.
My Lord.
This is what they are putting in. This is a convention that they are enacting. So now, once they come in and they say that they are a refugee. They don't want to go back. You got to naturalize them.
Make space for them.
So now you're going around our laws that say how you could become a citizen. And there's much more. I skipped down to that. There's much more the Bahamians haven't heard yet. You have to give them IDs before all this. Give them IDs, identification, all kind of things you have to give them.
Oh man, this is unbelievable. Good afternoon, sir. How are you? Hi there. I'm listening to you.
Yeah, Mr. Bay.
Yes.
My people, what I'm hearing this evening, we will not have a country. We will not have a country. And the danger of this bill, if it is passed in this country, that means the police force, the immigration department, the custom, the prison department, all the persons who are smuggled into this country can become a part of these forces. They can become a part of these forces. When the Cassandra knows and the commissioner of prison and the comptroller of custom is listening to what is
And
happening.
immigration.
One of the great leader, Mr. Lincoln being a warrior, a lieutenant who's fighting to push this country and to take this country out of the tyrant leader, Philip Brave Davis. And let me just say something on the one world order. There's no one thing, there's no such thing as a one world order. Let me be clear on this. See, the devil is a counterfeiter. Now they're trying, the only one world order is going to be when Jesus Christ returns, when he sit on the throne of David, and all of the nations on the face of the earth will be ruled by Jesus Christ. That's the one world order. But what the devil has done, he run ahead trying to intimidate and fear and try to form his own thing, calling it the one world order. As Mr. Bean have said, and Steve yourself, and myself and others, if you have a strong leader, the UN, that's where the devil lived. The devil lived in the UN. And so if you have a strong leader, the UN cannot dictate to a strong leader. The only thing they can do, like you can try to sanction this country, but we have the ability to rise out of the ashes because of our natural resources that the world is after, our aragonite and all of our carbon credit. They are after it. We are empowered by God. God divided the nations, but we have a weak leader like Philip Brave Davis and complicit Ephraim Michael Pintard.
Appreciate the call.
Once we get a leader like Mr. Lincoln being in the House of Assembly and a few others, this country will be on the right track. And I say to all of the Bahamian people, I hope you're all listening and listening well. I will be out there tomorrow. I hope that the Bahamian people throw away talk about PLP and FNM. Our country is about to be taken over.
Absolutely.
Taken over by a tyrant leader, Philip Brave Davis, who don't care for this country, don't care for the Bahamian people. But thank God for you, Mr. Lincoln Bain, a great leader, and I believe that you will be the one to help to take this country into New Bahamas. Steve, I always say to you that it was not for your platform, in person that you bring on, where we would have been. And so, the one world order is a fake. The devil running ahead trying to bring fear and intimidate the people. But Jesus Christ is that leader who will establish the one world order.
Gotta go. Gotta run, Dave. I gotta run. I got too many calls. All the best. Okay, too many calls. Lincoln Maine, we don't want to lose the time because there's so many things that we've got to talk about, and I want you to get into the nitty gritty of one or two items. I know that they're there, and I want that to be able to be taking place right now. Hard copy, how are you quickly?
Hey, Steve.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon to you and Mr. President. I was just going to sit back and I appreciate what Mr. Bain is bringing forth this evening. And like you said, we really have to pay attention to what is going on in our country. What I want to say though, Mr. Ben, I had a dream about you twice. The last dream I had about you was last night. And I'm a praying man, so I believe when I sleep, the Spirit of God is be with me. And I told our friend that dream, but I didn't tell you the dream. Last night I dreamt like I saw you and you were surrounded by a lot of people, and that there was a billboard of like something like a board would be up in a classroom, and you pull a paper down from that board, and there was so much people, but I couldn't understand the dream. So when I spoke about that dream this morning to our friend across the water, when I spoke about that dream, they were wondering what that dream meant, and now here it is. You're telling us something, I believe, that may be connected to that dream. I just thought I would say that for whatever it's worth. But, the Spirit of God sometimes speaks.
Yes.
In mysterious ways.
Volumes.
But, Mr. Dean, we appreciate you. What time again you said tomorrow you'll be out there?
10 a.m. I'm going to the House of Assembly at 10 a.m. tomorrow.
That's the time.
And I call on all like-minded Bahamians. I don't care if you're a PLP, FNM, COI, DNA, whatever you are. Every Bahamian and those who love this country, even if you are a foreign investor, even if you just have a second home here, but you love this country, I want you to join us on Bay Street tomorrow. We're going to speak to the press and we're going to speak to our leaders. We cannot let this bill go through. This is the most diabolical bill that has ever been passed in Bahamian history. And they're trying to pass it during the Christmas break, during Christmas, so that you don't notice, just like they did with the Sovereign Wealth Fund. And we just let it happen. And if we just let this happen as we let happen with the Sovereign Wealth Fund, there will be no country for Bahamians moving forward. It will be over.
Yeah, I remember the time meeting that we had when you spoke about it. I think it was at a church, and it was well attended. And so I'm hoping that
tomorrow it must be well attended. You all must go out there and understand what is happening here. Our country is at stake. We're gonna lose this country if we don't fight for this country, and we better damn well fight for this country, because you got children and I've got children too, and little boys and my little children. Listen, we better get off of our laurels and better fight for this country. And fighting for this country is most important right now. You have to do it.
Yeah.
You have to do it. You have no other choice. You must do it if you're PLP, if you're a Vanguard, if you're a UBP. I don't care who you are. Get up and fight for this country. This is what the
thank you, Mr.
task is
President.
for right now. All the best.
Thank you very much. All right.
Okay.
Steve, the reality is there are about 15 million people in Haiti. Don't mind their little census.
Yeah.
They don't go into all them mountains and stuff counting them people. All right. There are about 15 million people in Haiti.
Yeah.
All right. If only 1.5% of them,
come
small, minute amount, come here, that's 225,000. I calculated in my head. All right. 225,000. That's more than the adults we have here now. If only 1.5% of them come, that's 15 million people. Now, when they hear, all you got to do when you go on the boat is
Asylum.
You don't even have to say asylum. Once you were smuggled here, you have these rights. If you have, say, asylum, you have more rights. You now have rights to citizenship, etc.
You cannot allow this. Cannot allow it.
To naturalization. This is the convention that our new law that they are going to start debating tomorrow is going to do. They sneak that in there. No one paid attention to that. Nobody one.
Did. Too busy looking at PLP
campaigning, looking at road getting paved.
Foolishness.
Shaking pom-poms in your blue and your red.
Being distracted. The country going to hell and we're being distracted.
And they put that law while they was campaigning to those people and giving them lights in their illegal communities. They was telling them, man, we could make one law to make you all straight. And that's exactly what they did while we were sleeping.
My Lord.
That all you got to do now is just come.
My Lord.
And you cannot.
What could possibly make a man who's supposed to have some kind of relationship with the Bahamian people do a diabolical thing like what they're now doing? What could possibly make a man do such a thing? What can make a man do that? I cannot understand it. It cannot be.
Look at this. This is Article 28. The contracting states, which would be us, shall issue the refugees lawfully staying in their territory travel documents for the purpose of travel outside of their territory.
Not America.
They could be able to travel.
Yeah.
They could legally have to get travel documents
get shut down this
from the Bahamas that would allow them to go to America.
Not if America say he ain't having that. I with Donald Trump on that. They can't go nowhere.
They'll be able to transfer assets. That's Article 30. Now, go ahead.
Peace and love. 1 second.
In terms of expulsion, the contracting state shall not expel a refugee lawfully in their territory, save on grounds of national security. All right? You will not be allowed to expel them.
I get that.
A refugee, once they come here, they smuggled in.
Yes.
You can't expel them. You can't move them. Prohibition of expulsion or return.
This is what our government has done. I say our government because they're the one who in charge of us.
No contracting state shall expel or return a refugee in any manner whatsoever to their original country where their life or freedom would be threatened on account of, they say different things, all right? So you can't send them back because, their country in turmoil, you can't send them back. It'd be like when they had the earthquake in Ingram, just emptied the detention center.
That's right.
And never heard of those people again.
Yeah.
Well, Ingram emptied it.
I know some of them.
There's some
around,
people saying,
some of them still around.
Yes,
Never got any.
They stay right here, all of them. They say, if the F and them go, it'll be better because the brave them trying to settle the country, the F and them go, it'll be worse.
Anyway, Linda, how are you?
How you know me? Good evening, Mr. President. Let me tell you something. There's no other man on this earth in politics right now who I can follow other than Lincoln Michael Bain.
Yeah,
Mr. Bain, dude, I just love my president, Steve. You hold a very special place in the hearts of every Bahamian. Let me tell you something, Mr. Bain, what you have revealed here tonight. Listen, if every Bahamian who live in New Providence is not on Bay Street, on one side or the other, take your lunch break, take your tea break,
quit your job,
and
don't go to work.
We have to save this country. I mean, and just to think we have no opposition other than Mr. Lincoln Michael Bain, who is not in the House of Assembly. The only person, where is Michael Pintard in all of this, who people think so highly of? Where is he? I mean, this is ludicrous. This is ludicrous. It's preposterous. We cannot allow this to happen, Mr. Bain. You know, I could be a little 5 minutes late. I could be on time. Y'all have a good night.
Thank you.
Steve, I want everyone listening to understand that Michael Pintard and all of the MPs in his party got this document the same time Aram Lewis got it. We have this because they had to issue it to Aram Lewis. All right? Because he's the leader of,
he just got
opposition business.
That's what I'm saying.
He got this, I think.
But they had this from the...
he got it on Sunday.
Yes.
I think it's Sunday.
From the thing.
And he sent it to me immediately.
Mm-hmm.
All right? And I went over. I was busy. I didn't have a chance to go over this until yesterday. And when I read this, all the hair in my body stand up. And I'm like, oh no, it's finished. It is over.
That's immediately how I felt
if
last
this
night after
asylum,
I spoke with you. I'm like, what in the devil is this? What is this? I couldn't sleep. I just couldn't sleep.
Bahamians, you all don't understand how important this is. I want to ask you to put aside politics. Yes, there's some PLPs who don't like me. There's some FNMs who don't like me. This ain't about me. Anytime we go out dealing with immigration issues, We don't come in colors. Don't come in the NCOI colors. Come out there in your Bahamian colors. Because we are Bahamians. If you still got flags, come out there, bring your flag. Because if this law passes, it is over for us. All of our neighboring countries have millions of people. All of them, whether it's Jamaica, Cuba, Dominican Republic, Haiti, all of them have millions of people. We have 200,000 adults. That's all we got. And we're going to let this happen?
What do you think is happening right now among the body politic of those in the FNM, those in the PLP? Because I know we've gotten a call earlier, but people saying that they can't believe this. This can't be real. But I'm saying that is because they cannot be a part of this kind of thing in the first place. In other words, they're now beginning to wait a second. This PLP shirt what I got on, this ain't the right. This can't play. They're beginning to see the Bahamianization in the whole matter. Do you think that that is happening across the board as we speak here tonight about what is intended to happen to the House of Assembly tomorrow? And the fact that they're going to try to roll this thing over and over and over, that people are now getting used to the idea that, boy, this is bigger than any party color. This got to be something that we have to be on one corner on. Do you think that that's happening across the country in many ways tonight? Because this is a shocker.
Only people who are watching online right now and listening to this radio station will know what's happening. And that's not the majority of people in this country. Mm-hmm. That's not even the majority of adults. Right. Even if 20% of the voters are watching this, that's still only 20%. Mm-hmm. You know, if 20,000 people are watching, that's only 10% of the voters.
Yes.
All right. You have a duty, those listening to this, to spread the message. Everyone just come to Bay Street tomorrow. I know this is short notice. Mm-hmm. Just come. Just show that this can't be allowed. Just show them that you're serious. See, with the numbers bill, they always test your will. They always test your will. With the numbers bill, you voted against it, and then they waited a few months, and then they came right back and then passed it because they know, hey, y'all ain't gonna protest no more. Y'all entitled. As far as y'all concerned, this is a waste of time. They can still do what they want to do. You can't let that happen with this. Because there will be no more country. If you're listening to me, if you are out there, I'm willing to stand by myself on this. I'm willing to stand on my own, but I know I am not alone on this.
You're not alone.
Only one country we got. Only one country. This ain't about politics. This ain't about elections, winning or not winning. This is about our one country. How could they put this in these things in writing? How could they, Steve?
And they went away and came back and bring this bill. And I said, this bill has come back with a vengeance. You know, that's a serious statement. They've done everything they could think about putting it into this bill to make sure this one gonna stick. This gonna stick. That's what they want to do to us, the Bahamian people.
So they know that we protested already. And they know Christmas is coming, so most people ain't into talking politics. They're seeing the time, and they could sneak stuff in while we're distracted. And so that's why they're doing it now. They just came off a victory, and so in the morning, they're going to be swearing in this new MP for this area that a lot of them came out to vote in.
Right.
And so that's going to be the distraction. Tomorrow, the news is going to be focusing on that. And so while they're focusing on that, the first bill that new member of parliament is going to be addressing is a bill for asylum in this country. And to give benefits to the smuggling people, to make it so that if you're smuggling into this country, you're not illegal anymore.
What next?
That you can be here and not be illegal. That you can have fake documents.
Legitimize yourself.
And it is not illegal for you to have fake documents.
My lord.
The FNM got the same bill. They haven't said a word.
Nothing. Maybe they'll say we can for tomorrow. What you think? Lord, this got to be the biggest joke in the world. But anyway, that's our show for today. It's all right. Now, 1 minute past 7 o'clock. We're going to have to end here. But I want people to go support this whole idea, this bill, and have your say. Have your say big time. Have your say, because it ain't right. It ain't right with law. It ain't right. It ain't right what they trying to do to we. It ain't right. Get that in your head. It ain't right. Go there with that attitude tomorrow. Go say it ain't right. It ain't right. Keep that as you go in this session tonight, and hear the show back at 10 o'clock this evening here on the station. But we thank all our many listeners around the world who, in fact, listen to us all over the place. And we are thankful, and I'm sure that like Bahamians, you too are very, very can't believe that this whole thing is actually happening here. That this is what our own people, our government, want to actually do, to just throw us, just finish us off. This is the last curtain now. They're trying to finish us off. That's what this is all about, you know. They're trying to finish us off. Keep that in your head as you go.
Steve, I just have to add this. America for Trump, Florida, right? It is with the touchland. That's what they just put in right. I won't repeat that because we lost connection online just now. The wet foot, dry foot. These new immigrants now, once they're being smuggled, they don't have to land in the Bahamas. They don't have to land. If you were caught out to sea and you were being smuggled, they can now bring you, and you are now a smuggled person or someone seeking asylum. Plus, it doesn't end with our 3 miles out. It doesn't end with the 3 miles out of Bahamian waters. They can now, our defense force can go into international waters. And if they find you out there, or the U.S. Coast Guard find you out there, you can now be brought to the Bahamas as a smuggled person, and you can have all of these benefits that I just told you about. This is the law that they are putting in place. So don't let them sham you and say this is a smuggling of immigrants act. This was only to bring in that asylum part and the refugee part. We are going to be in trouble if we let this go through.
Well, we continue the exercise. We're going to continue the education. We're going to continue all of those things. We want you to insist that every member of the media and every member of the traditional press who does talk radio get on the ball, get on their case, call them and inundate them with the ideas that, why y'all ain't talking about this thing here? We want more, but that.
Call every talk show.
Make sure you
call on every station. You'll call them and you'll force them to talk about it. If they hang up on you, you call back. There's nothing else to talk about in this country right now than this bill. We have to make this the issue. It is a shame that the media has not covered this and are not covering this. And don't let them cover it from a standpoint that now they're gonna have restrictions on smuggling. That's not what this is about. We already have laws to prevent smuggling. Absolutely. How much of them then been getting locked up?
Every day.
All right? We already have laws against smuggling. They say, oh, now we have specific laws. We had specific laws called the Immigration Act that deals with it. All right? And on top of that, this new law is not under the Minister of Immigration.
Is that right?
He does not have the purview of this. They put it under Wayne Monroe. Although this whole thing only deals with immigration, with coming into the country illegally, getting your naturalized and all this stuff under this new convention. They put it under the Minister of Immigration. Which one it is, and talk about this. Talk about it. Be there tomorrow. Let's have a strong showing and show this government that we want this country. Now, Finland say, if you don't fight for it, you saying, man, give it to them. Give the Chinese, the Haitians, the Filipinos, give all them your country.
No, cannot happen. Anyway, Lincoln, man, we appreciate you being here today. And it's been very, very good. We'll play the show back tonight. And, of course, later on Sunday, whatever we have to do, we've got to talk about these things. These are things that are important to the growth and development of the Bahamas, and we know that we shall win because we are confident in the victory of good over evil. I end that show right there tonight. We thank you so much. Good night.
Good night. Good night to everybody watching this. We're going to be there. Someone asked a question, when did I know about this? I knew about this. I think it was on Sunday that Iron Lewis sent it to me, that this is the bill that's going to be tabled. So that's when I knew about it. I was able to read it yesterday. And after reading it, I immediately decided to take action, that we have to do something. And so I'm calling on you to join us out there. Come and stand up. We're going to speak to the media, and we have to educate the Bahamian public of this detrimental situation. We cannot allow this to happen in our nation. They're not even saying where the money is going to come from to house and feed and all this stuff to all of these illegal immigrants who may want to come here. If they flood on the boats and just decide to storm us, there's nothing we can do once they hit our waters, according to this new bill that they're putting into place. Brave Davis stood up and spoke to those people and said that he's going to look out for them. He's going to do what he can to help them. Is this bill that help? No. We have to stand up and fight. We have to. And we're calling on all to join us. We're calling on the FNM to join us, the PLP. We're calling on all Bahamians to join us. You can't let this happen. Come in Bahamian colors. Bring your flags if you have to. But let's go out there. We're going to have a press conference. And let's stand up for this one nation that we have. I'm warning you. I'm warning you. If we let this bill go through, that's it. It's over. You're going to be outnumbered legally faster than you think. See you next time.